Costa Rica sells you Pura Vida. Chill, relaxed, go with the flow. It's practically impossible to escape the phrase here. But is Pura Vida real or the world's best marketing scam? I'm Stas, a detail-obsessed overplanner who likes to be prepared for every scenario. And yes, I did fly with my own Trader Joe's snacks. This is my husband, Nick. Patience is not his strong suit.
If we don't do something soon, I'm gonna have a stroke.
We're about as far from chill as you can get. Which makes us perfect for the job. 800 kilometers across Costa Rica, 10 days of exploring, meeting locals, getting into trouble, all on a mission to find Pura Vida. What we discovered changed how we see not just Costa Rica, but travel itself. Let's go. What's the best way to find the soul of a country and learn a bit about yourself in the process? Going on a road trip! The thing we love about road trips is that you get to see past top bucket list highlights and into the unfiltered rhythm of a place. Driving takes longer, but that's when you start to notice things. Right away, Costa Rica feels different. It's ridiculously green, the streets are spotless, and life here seems to move slower.
Look how slow they go.
And of course, Pura Vida everywhere. The phrase first caught on decades ago, after a movie character used it to shrug off life's problems. And people here adopted it as a way of living. Pura Vida literally means pure life, but implies slowing down, staying resilient, connecting with nature, and living in the moment. Over the next 10 days, we'll test all these principles. How hard can it actually be? Our first stop was a little town called Turrialba. Turrialba is not on the main tourist beat, which surprised us because it's the portal to Costa Rica's ancient ruins, volcanoes, and most underrated but epic crafting. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Today, we're focusing on slowing down while we hike and look for waterfalls. Hey Nick,
Yeah.
what are we doing here?
We're here to find out whether or not Pura Vida is real or if it's just a bunch of bullshit. And maybe the answer's down here, who knows?
Oh yeah, this is my little sister.
Adele, do you believe in Pura Vida? No, I don't.
What do you believe in?
I believe in my phone and Wi-Fi.
Adele believes Wi-Fi is a human right. She doesn't have an international data plan, but we're not going to break it to her just yet. We were in Costa Rica for less than 12 hours when it started.
Nice.
Stas, we're never gonna find the answer to Pura Vida if you keep walking so slow.
Nick and Adele on a mission to break world record for fastest hike, while I'm trying to actually slow down and enjoy the small things. Like these plants that look like they belong on another planet.
There's so many.
Oh, they look like
pretty
bananas,
things
for
here.
sure. Look, they're even peeling.
Can you take a picture?
There's a butterfly. Oh my god, what is that bug?
Ah, oh,
Oh my goodness.
that's a really cool bug.
Adele was struggling with the jungle. Honestly, so was I. But big sisters have to keep it together. Or at least pretend.
Something bit me pretty hard. Oh, it's an ant. Yeah.
But it's just an ant bite. What's the worst that could happen? Right? Wow.
Where do we go now?
This way.
Are there fish here?
Fish?
Reminds me of Kamchatka fishing before.
Hey! I think I found some Pura Vida.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm coming.
Pura Vida? Is that what he said?
He found the Pura Vida. Where is it? Where is it?
I was lying.
What? What the hell is that about?
Oh, they're Pura Vida.
No.
It's the beginning of the rainy season here in Costa Rica, and we just ran into this river, which is what generates the waterfall we're looking for, but it looks like the water's a little too high and we won't be able to safely cross. So, no Pura Vida found yet, but maybe soon.
Coming to Costa Rica in the rainy season means accepting the risk of rain messing with our plans. I imagined we would just be wet. I kind of forgot that rivers get dangerous when it rains a lot. But that's nothing. The real adventure begins tomorrow. We will trade our car for a raft for the next 2 days to explore one of the most beautiful and powerful rivers in Costa Rica. Hopefully it doesn't rain all night.
Just got bit by what we think were some ants. Oh my god. Look at how juicy this is. Is that Pura Vida?
No, it's not Pura Vida. We're going rafting and I need to wear sandals. My sandals go exactly over here.
Oh.
So I don't know how I'm gonna do this. The plan was perfectly planned. I just didn't plan on ants ruining it. We had to do something fast.
Alright, it's time to pop this blister because we're getting on the raft, and I found a natural remedy. Our rafting guide recommended using a lemon tree needle to pop it, and apparently this is natural anti-aesthetic, naturally clean. Let's see if it works.
Get in there.
At first it was just gross, but the truth is, this was my little test of resilience. Pura Vida isn't about avoiding discomfort, it's about pushing through it.
Feeling good. Pura Vida.
With the immediate problem fixed, we were able to continue the quest and also learned that we'd have the whole rafting trip to ourselves. I guess there are some perks to traveling here in the rainy season. Part of Pura Vida means staying connected to the wild. So spending time in nature is an important part of life in Costa Rica. Pacuari River cuts through some of the last untouched rainforest in the country. And for us, it's the perfect place to see if we can get closer to that elusive thing Costa Ricans call Pura Vida. We will spend the night in a remote eco-lodge. No cell service, no roads, just pure primary rainforest and a wild, scenic river. Though not all of us were happy about the no cell service part.
Adelia, Wi-Fi. I found Wi-Fi. Get up.
We were really starting to understand why it's called the rainforest. But it didn't prevent us from exploring. A cool thing about visiting Costa Rica in the rainy season is that it looks green. Really green. Jurassic Park kind of green. This is the green you see in the postcards that make you want to come here in the first place. Costa Rica isn't as lush in the dry season, so maybe the rain isn't such a bad deal after all.
It's raining pretty hard up in the mountains, so about 50-50 odds we get to go complete the rafting trip.
Maybe I spoke too soon. I found something magical about sleeping in the jungle. Usually, my brain won't shut up, but the rainforest was so loud, it basically bullied my thoughts into silence. For the first time in forever, I just fell asleep. Nature was starting to set the rhythm.
So it's day 2 of our rafting adventure. It did rain a lot overnight, but we're still going to be able to go. The rafting company did bring in some reinforcements to help us paddle, because yesterday we lost a lot of people overboard and one raft flipped. So it could be quite the adventure today.
This river almost didn't exist. The government once planned to build a dam here that would have drowned the rainforest and displaced communities. But locals and conservationists fought back, and the project was shelved. Instead of trading the river for cheap energy, Costa Rica chose to keep it wild, turning its natural beauty into the foundation of tourism. In many countries, development means destroying nature. Here, it became the opposite. Protection created prosperity. Costa Rica went from overwhelming deforestation to protecting more than a quarter of its land. That's resilience, turning challenges into opportunities. And maybe Pura Vida works the same at a personal scale. You don't quit because of a blister. You find a way to keep going. Pacuari is a very special place, and there's a lot that we didn't cover in this video. If you want to see more of this epic rafting trip, check out our full-length video. We had barely caught our breath from the river, but there was more Costa Rica to explore. Costa Rica is about the size of West Virginia, but it's packed with 5% of the world's biodiversity. Around the time when the Pura Vida phrase started spreading, a series of laws and policies were created in Costa Rica to protect forests. Now, more than a quarter of the territory is protected land. And if you want to see what biodiversity looks like, you go to the Osa Peninsula, home to Corcovado National Park, the place National Geographic famously called the most biologically intense on Earth. Stoked doesn't even begin to describe how we felt. But first we needed to get there, and someone was getting a little impatient.
Oh, are we there yet?
Nope, not even close.
These are the most disgusting boots in the world.
Hey, it's your wife's boots you're talking about. Can we stop by the bathroom?
We were literally just at a gas station.
Nick still hasn't mastered the Pura Vida art of slowing down. Maybe we needed a change of scenery. It's hard to slow down when you're the only one driving. A cool hack we discovered on this road trip is that if you wait to book your stay the day before or day off on Booking.com, you can find insane deals. Like this place for 50% off. We had the entire grounds to ourselves, including the sick observation deck. I guess sometimes it pays off to not plan in advance. Since we arrived, it felt like we had the entire country to ourselves. We were the only people in Pacuari Eco Lodge, barely saw any foreigners in Turrialba, and now this. Either we are travel geniuses, or nobody else is hunting for Pura Vida in the rainy season. Either way, I wasn't complaining.
No one here but me. Oh, and these people.
But can we find Pura Vida at a villa with complimentary breakfast and a pool overlooking the jungle? I don't know, but after river rapids and bug bites, it felt pretty pura to kick it back and recharge before 3 wild days in the jungle. Excuse me? Who are you? Why have I never heard about this creature before? Later on, we found out that this weirdly charming mix of a raccoon and a puppy is called a coati. I pictured this as our unplugged Pura Vida moment. Chilling, slowing down, being present, spending time to just be by the pool and look at weird animals. Instead, Adelia fell into the TikTok vortex,
Pura Vida is Wi-Fi.
and Nick went on an obsessive hunt for macaws.
We're hearing lots of birds, like macaws and toucans just flying around. And Nick really wants to take a picture or video of them, he can't see them. It's kind of sad.
Turns out, even in paradise, we're still ourselves. Scarlet macaws are one of the most iconic birds you can find in Costa Rica, but they're also masters of escaping the paparazzi. Nick's been fighting with these macaws.
Having a heat stroke over here trying to get this shot in my last clean shirt.
I had to drag Nick away from his bird quest before he lost his mind.
Oh shit, this is it.
Relaxation part of Pura Vida was supposed to be easy. So at this point, we were starting to wonder if we were incapable of Pura Vida. Maybe we were looking in the wrong places. Maybe the real answer was with someone who actually lives it. This person looks chill. Meet our friend Ify. She's called the Osa Peninsula home for over 20 years, and she's dedicated her life to protecting it. She runs Ascona, a nonprofit protecting Osa's natural resources, helps locals build sustainable business practices, and even runs the community library.
This is the library. It's also a place where people can come, meet, play, lay down and see and read. And here's some of the projects that we have done in the community, like yoga classes for free, a festival where we brought music, and this time it was jazz, reggae, and ska. We never have that kind of here. We do Earth Day celebrations, we have music, theater, soccer.
For her, conservation isn't separate from people's lives. It is people's lives. Maybe that's the heart of it. Pura Vida isn't just something you find. It's something people create every day, together. Ify is also the founder of Osa Wild, a guiding company dedicated to community-based tourism in the Osa Peninsula.
The importance of the Colofa Dulce and Isla del Caño, San Pedrillo. But for me, the most important thing is that they can identify all these little projects that we've been trying to support for many, many years.
Tomorrow, she'll be taking us deep into Corcovado National Park. It's hard to imagine what it will be like in Corcovado because even outside of the park, you're surrounded by wildlife.
What's this guy doing? Oh, that's his call. That's what you're doing.
We just found these two plants calling to each other. And kind of like reality TV, we're trying to figure out if they're gonna reconnect.
And if your partner is calling, you gotta go looking. And hopefully, eventually, you'll find them.
It's 5 a.m. and we're running late to our Corcovado tour because we Pura Vida too hard last night and slept in.
Corcovado is Costa Rica's crown jewel, untamed and famously hard to reach. There are no roads, so you either hike or take a boat. There she was, the most biologically intense place on Earth, teeming with wildlife and natural wonders. We were ready for animals to pretty much drop out of the trees on us, and then noticed an issue. The rainforest is so dense here that it's hard to see anything but trees and leaves and vines and epiphytes and grass and palms and ferns and mosses. God damn, everything is so green here. Now I was getting impatient. Where are all these advertised animals? I swear to God, if Ify points out another plant, I'm gonna scream.
Mahogany trees.
You that at the end, everything in this forest is competing for life. This plant is so smart.
Okay, this one is actually fun. So we kept walking, listening, looking. At first, you notice the bugs. Billions of them, all over the place. Then the birds.
Wow, this.
Nick was stoked. And slowly, the rainforest started opening up to us. An 8-foot tiger rat snake that we almost confused for another vine. A perfectly still crocodile blending into the muddy puddle. Up above, a tamandua taking a nap in the palm tree. Even Adelia, who is generally disappointed by the lack of signal in Corcovado, found a new favorite animal. The place was beaming with life, but you couldn't see it right away. That's when it clicked. Corcovado doesn't give you instant rewards. It forces you to slow down to match its rhythm. The animals appear in their own time. The forest grows in its own time. There is no rushing here.
Corcovado was meant to be an exploration journey, an adventure, a moment of connection with nature. It's, that moment of just finding yourself uncomfortable sometimes, but then feeling so happy when you arrive to Sirena Station after 10 hours of hiking.
She was right. The animals, the chaos, the discomfort, that's the point. Corcovado forces you to slow down, to be uncomfortable, and that's why the magic feels earned. Maybe that's the real Pura Vida, not rushing to the next thing, living in the moment, letting the wild change you, if you give it time.
Very good.
All Central American countries have tropical forests and stunning landscapes, but Costa Rica stands out for its abundant wildlife. I think Pura Vida has a lot to do with it. People like Ify, raised to love nature and live purely, help hold companies and the government accountable, making it easier to protect places like this. We thought we finally understood it, but Costa Rica had one last test waiting. We spent 3 days in Corcovado National Park, and it was the best wildlife experience we've had outside of East Africa. If you've ever wondered whether the real rainforest lives up to what you see on National Geographic, check out our full-length video on Corcovado. For us, it was time to keep moving.
Oh, scary. No.
Oh, look, it's escaping.
Things were looking pretty good back on the road. Nick was even being a little more patient. Maybe he'd learned a thing from waiting on the wildlife all day.
Anyway, bathroom. It's time.
I think there's one coming up soon.
We couldn't leave Costa Rica without exploring the country's famous beaches. So it was decided by the Pura Vida committee that our last day here will be spent splashing around in the ocean. And what better place to look for Pura Vida than the beach? Time on the beach is an invitation to let go of stress and fully enjoy the present moment. Watch the waves and feel the sand between our toes. This beach is dotted with rocks, some small and smooth, others large and jagged, and some are moving? To Adelia's delight, we found her new favorite animal. There were hundreds and hundreds of hermit crabs climbing here that at first it almost looked like an illusion of moving rocks. Until we noticed something unsettling.
No, they're eating the turtle!
Turns out these hermit crabs were pillaging a nest of sea turtle eggs that had somehow been exposed, possibly by a hungry coati. I was disturbed, Adelia was terrified. We needed a palate cleanser, so we chased the coastline for a new beach, hoping for a little peace and maybe ceviche. The little beach shack we found sounded perfect for a casual dinner, forgetting all about the turtle massacre and taking a dip in the ocean. Wait, what's that floating in the ocean? Upon further investigation, it was confirmed to be a giant crocodile on a hunt.
Yeah, maybe not good for swimming here, this.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't go swimming.
Probably not.
After 10 days on the road in Costa Rica, we've realized that Pura Vida isn't just a slogan, it's a way of life. It's resilience, it's community, it's a deep respect for nature, and a willingness to live in the moment.
Oh, you see it?
Look, yeah.
Oh my god.
Eating something.
Literally eating a fish.
Pura Vida doesn't mean everything is chill. It means life is messy, unpredictable. Rivers flood, plants fall apart, blisters pop, and sometimes a crocodile shows up at sunset.
Okay, what's life right now? Sitting at the beach, eating ceviche, drinking beers, watching a beautiful sunset in Costa Rica.
But instead of fighting the chaos, people here embrace it and still find beauty in it. We didn't get to swim in the ocean, and not everything went according to plan, but that's the point. Pura Vida isn't about control. It's about surrender, about finding joy in the mess and gratitude in the chaos. Road tripping will always be unpredictable, no matter how much you plan. And maybe that's what makes it fun. That's what makes it life. That's Pura Vida. So what does Pura Vida mean to you? We'd love to hear what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching, and hit subscribe if you want to join us as we try to make sense of life, one new experience at a time.